I'm TV Dinner from YouTube's What Are We Fighting For? And here we are on the What Are We Fighting For? And it's What Are We Fighting For classic flavor, with Josh and Slacker Kite and Joan. And Joan has something to say before we begin today.
Okay, really quick. I have a couple of friends who are running a local convention in Buffalo, New York called the Queen City Conquest. We just started the Kickstarter for it. Well, more like Mark and Chris, they're the people who are running it. And we're looking to raise $7,500, which is a relatively small amount for the convention. The convention is basically tabletop games, RPGs, Dungeons and Dragons, Fate, things like that, card games like Magic, video games, all sorts of stuff. It's a great convention. They can really use the help. Travis, is this going to be in the doobly-doo? Yeah.
I'll put in the doobly-doo, but by the time this actually goes live, we'll probably have already finished the Kickstarter, and you'll have done the con, and you'll have done the second con at the rate that we're going.
Probably, but if you're into gaming and if you're in the Western New York area, they could really use the help. Right now, we've raised about $800, and we have about a month to do this. So any help at all would really be appreciated. So
the effort that
check it out. Yeah, definitely. Check it out if you can. If you don't have the money or if you're not going to be in the area, please spread the word. We can use all the help that we can get. And that's it. Thanks, guys.
Quick question. A few questions on this convention. At the $20 donation mark, do I get a hand job from a dude wearing lipstick?
Probably not. But I don't.
I'm going to need a strong yes or no here. I'm going to need an up or down. I'm going to have to stamp you down on this.
I'm going to have to tentatively say no because I'm not part of the convention crew per se, so I can't give that answer in lieu of them. That's something you'd have to ask them.
Then again, TV Dinner, you could always offer to,
That's true.
You could be the handjob E.
We know that you have the supplies to provide these services. The hands and the lipstick.
That's true, I do. But I'm no hero, I'm just a man who likes a lipstick hand job.
While I'm staring at baby Moses here, that's
lipstick hand job.
I want to be having.
Lipstick hand job's totally the name of my queercore band.
Hail Mary, full of grace. Hail Mary, full of grace.
And we can all be thankful that Moses does not speak English.
Whoa.
Yeah. What was that?
It sounded like someone just stabbed CeeLo.
Travis, did the aliens get you?
They already got me, honey. They already got me. Alright, so...
Oh, yeah.
What do we want to play? Noah's Ark, Baby Moas, or Baby Moas?
Baby Moas.
Or David Brown?
I'm going to say Noah's Ark, because you can throw a cow at him.
Noah's Ark it is.
So, since this is my abomination of a pig...
Yeah.
Do you want me to talk a little bit about it?
Yeah, tell us a little bit about this.
Oh, Joan, before you start talking about Bible adventures, I do want you to know that I've been active in the otherkin community, and
since we last spoke about it.
I currently am 45 Sephiroths.
Each Sephiroth, does it have a wife on the astral plane?
I don't know. Sephiroth 33 thinks he does, but I don't know. Sephiroth 17's been trying to shut that shit down.
You have to convene at some point and get this sorted out.
Parliament of Sephiroth.
The House of Representatives.
That's the name of my gamer core band.
Oh my
Don't
God.
you mean the House of Sephiroth Representatives?
Gonna have to work on that a little. Which is the videos on the viewers on this video is gonna be like from 1 to -20 because of this shit.
Yeah, can YouTube like subtract when we have to bring over views from our Atari porn video?
So we're gonna go from Atari porn to Wisdom Tree.
I apologize for interrupting, please.
Yay!
Okay, so Bible Adventures is a Christian video game, which was released by Wisdom Tree, and actually not sold through your typical video game retailers, so you couldn't get this at like Toys R Us or Funko Land or things like that. They were an American manufacturer, and they distributed unlicensed Christian video games, not just for the NES, but also for the SNES, PC, Mac, Sega Genesis, etc. They were originally created from what was left of the group Color Dreams, who were, to the best of my knowledge, one of the first companies to work around the lockout chip technology on the NES. That was a huge thing where you had to get specifications from Nintendo to work around their licensing restrictions, otherwise you wouldn't be able to legally license a game, and they found a way to get around that technology. I think they reverse engineered it. Little quick blurb for you there. Anyway, this was released in 1991 for the NES and re-released, surprisingly enough, in '95 for the Sega Mega Drive and Sega Genesis.
Wait, hold on, quick question. A group of thieves and brigands and code breakers went on to become
Christian game, yeah.
Yep, Christian. Okay, all right. Just
you can interpret that however you'd like. I'm not one to provide commentary on that sort of thing. I don't talk about other people's religions. So
Guys,
long story short,
we're done.
So long story short, it's 3 games for the price of 1 shit tier, and you're pretty much gonna see. All of them have kind of the same level design, the same basic concept, different flavor as far as the background and the looks. But assuming Travis plays through all 3, you'll see the similarities pretty quickly. Despite the fact that this game completely sucks, it's sold over 300,000 copies in, I want to say Christian bookstores, but don't quote me on that. I haven't finished my research for this. I've been a little busy. And that's pretty much Bible Adventures.
On the subject of Joan's busyness, I attribute the failure of the Monster Party video directly to Joan. Because Joan is the civilizing force in the What Are We Fighting For? Because she left, and we decided to play a horror comedy game where one person was whacked out on cough syrup and the other was drunk.
Yeah, the other 2. Because you had the Padre there with you.
That's fair.
I abdicate any and all responsibility for that video, sir. I cannot be responsible for what I was not present for.
Joan, go ahead.
Apparently you have to beat the shit out of pigs before you can capture them. I just feel that's important to be said.
Well, it's kosher. Joan, we're going to take a vote. All for blaming Joan for Monster Party, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All
Sorry,
opposed and hate kittens, please say nay.
That is a really loaded way to answer that question, isn't it? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, fuck all 3 of you.
I'm sorry, Joan. That bus just had your name on it.
You betrayed me, Josh. You're the Judas.
Bus. It was the 545 to Betrayal Town.
Cocksuckers.
That's true for one of us, and we here at the What Are We Fighting For invite you to guess which one. My money's on Josh.
It's probably good money.
So you notice how this level design's a lot like Mario 2.
Except for the massive amount of animals being stacked on top of one another.
Right.
Horse, pig.
Oh, Noah was fucking ripped.
Yeah, because I'm so good at this recording thing, I think I've had my mouse over the screen the whole time. So Diabetes and, they've already got things to make fun of, and I found My Little Pony.
Yes, you have.
Why won't he come with me?
Whoa, I'm gonna seriously need you to reword what you just said.
No, it's too late. It's on the soundboard.
Damn it.
It's okay, I killed him. And now he's coming with me into my ship.
See, we're gonna separate all 3 of those on the soundboard. I found My Little Pony. I killed him on my ship.
He's coming with me.
I don't like what BioWare did with Mass Effect. This is the direction.
Now I really want to go into the Mass Effect 3 character creator and make Noah. The so
Russell Crowe.
oh,
So this is like super fun.
this is like the Noah movie is the one Aronofsky movie I refuse to watch.
I am going to avoid the hell out of it. Like, everyone has pretty much said, like, you know, Christian and non-Christian lines been like, don't see this movie. So I'm not, and I feel pretty pleased with that decision.
Are you pleased as punch? Would you say?
Not pleased.
Well, you do
as
know
punch,
that the Noah movie is just the prequel to Waterworld.
As Travis turns into GLaDOS.
No, Travis is totally Wheatley.
I dare say that's more accurate.
I'm calling him Wheatley Kite from now on.
Come on, Wheatley, get your shit together.
He hasn't responded, so I have to assume it's okay.
Travis, you moron.
There is no Travis, only Wheatley.
I can't tell if he's
I'm getting
exhaling
snakes,
or
guys.
microphone trying to commit seppuku.
Fuck you guys, I'm beating Noah's Ark.
Whatever, Wheatley.
I don't need you, I don't need any
Wait,
of
does this
you.
mean that
I don't need you, I'm not a moron.
does this mean that Josh has, or does wait, hold on. Does this mean that Joan has to like stab a potato into Josh's head to keep it powered or something?
I think I'm gonna have to.
While we're not talking about Bible adventures, can we talk about Portal 2 for just a second, just to illustrate something?
I am always down for talking about
Sure.
Portal.
Absolutely.
Portal 2 is a tremendous game.
Mm-hmm.
I have touched it maybe 3 times,
Mm-hmm.
which should be on the Wheatley Kite soundboard. But it's one of those games that I watched a pretty solid Let's Play of it.
Mm-hmm.
Both the single player and the multiplayer playthroughs.
Right.
And I feel like Portal 2. I'm sure. I feel like Yahtzee mentioned this at some point, but I feel like Portal 2 is inhibited in its ass kickery by how much ass Portal kicked.
Hey guys, this monkey's gone to hell. No, never mind. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I had an answer prepared and everything. Now I'm just like, fucking monkey. I mean,
Shock the monkey.
I think part of the reason is that, well, first of all, the original Portal was meant to be that just quick experimental standalone experience. So they had to pack as much awesome into it as possible. So when you have a sequel to a game that's meant to be just initially a standalone experience, it's like, well, now you have to take that and try to, I guess elongate is the term, like elongate that awesome and stretch it out and make as much as possible. So the length of the game works, yeah, the length of the game doesn't work in its favor. There are times where you're just playing through the puzzles, and I love Portal. I'm a big fan of Valve series. Like I love Half-Life, I love Left 4 Dead. I love Portal. Portal's one of my favorite games. But some of the puzzles that you do in 2 is just for the sake of doing them, as opposed to it being something that's legitimately challenging, or it's going to get you from point A to point B, and things like that. It's just meant to almost like filler. And I say that with all the respect that the game deserves.
You know, I was noticing that in Portal 2, but and it bothered me. I immediately compared it to Portal, and it bothered me until I noticed that filler allowed time for the game's plot to breathe. Do you know what I mean? Like it.
That's also true. Yeah, I agree.
It was
and
a far better game plot-wise, but as a game, I felt it suffered. But go ahead. You keep talking. I'm going to find my monkey.
Let's break it up again.
Yeah.
Space. Travis, everything you're saying, I don't think anybody.
Kite, I'm going to need you to tell me the distance between here and the moon right now.
3 inches.
That's exactly what Wheatley would say. But it's sort of, and I've had this conversation with a lot of my what are we fighting for, but still interested in video game friends. So now I bring it to like the professionals.
Clearly.
But it feels like, to me, Portal 2 it's a better story. I feel like it's
Yes.
because it's a good continuation. Because it doesn't give you so many answers as to make the original game obsolete, and it very much does its own thing. But that seems to pale in comparison to just the utter charm that the first game had for a lot of people, myself included.
I would completely agree.
So I guess what it comes down to is, like, there's this. You have games like Mass Effect, and you have games like Papers, Please, that approach storytelling in these very cool ways, like these very neat little ways. But storytelling's for shit compared to the awe-inspiring uniqueness of like singular ideas like Portal.
And I think part of the reason for that, and this is partially because I'm speaking as a Valve fangirl, and partially because I love video games. I love talking about them and studying them, non-academically. Valve is very, very good when it comes to the storytelling at show, not tell. And part of that is they don't just give you the narrative and then you run with the story. And not that I'm saying there's anything wrong with that necessarily, but when you have, like, say, Half-Life 2, for example, this is a really classic example. When you're first...
Guys, Baby Panda's kicking the shit.
Baby Panda is
ruining
ruining
this
you.
one.
If you give up on Baby Panda, I will lose all respect for you.
I want to go to one of the other three
Nope.
games. Baby Panda.
You get those Baby Panda. What, is that a turtle? Are you just going to pass up a turtle? Are you going to leave him out here in the death? In the flooding death?
Yes! Fuck that panda. Look at him. Look at him. Fuck pandas. He isn't even affected by me throwing turtles at him. And if I've learned anything from Mario, that should mess up everything.
Oh yeah, just go ahead and throw some endangered species around its mother endangered species. Okay, yeah, it's not like there was a Captain Planet episode about this or anything.
This is the
Captain
worst game ever.
Planet fought Mario.
I feel like Noah should give googly eyes. Okay, Dave.
Portal 2, good, but I'm giving up on Baby Panda. I'm sorry. This is...
Joan, what were you saying?
Look at Half-Life 2. A lot of the environment itself, a lot of the setting itself is part of the narrative. Like, you can look around and get a sense of what's going on and all the different things that happen just from looking around at the environment. And Valve's always been very good at that. They do the same thing in Portal. They do the same thing in the Half-Life series and Team Fortress. Like, you get some of the narrative from the text and from, narration and things like that, but a lot of it is also just from keenly being aware of the environment, which is what Valve does very, very well. So, whenever I talk about storytelling, I always bring up Portal, either 1 or 2, and Half-Life, because if there's something that BioWare is exceptional at, aside from cock-blocking us all from Half-Life 3, it's storytelling.
Which is never going to come out.
Right, I'm just giving up on it, frankly, as I wear my Black Mesa shirt. But that's always something, like I said, that Valve has excelled in, which is one of the reasons I'm such a huge fangirl of them. They know how to tell stories.
I'm sorry, I'm too amused by the fact that a baby Moses and a spider at the same time.
Those spiders are on your life, son.
Yep.
If you want to see a cute little Easter egg, get to the end of the level without baby Moses.
Just leave him there, we'll be fine.
Oh!
Oops.
Well,
you can fall in the water.
Oh shit!
No, that's the only way you can die.
I guess.
Oh, little Easter egg. Have you ever seen this, Hollis?
Seen what?
Goodbye, Moses.
Yes, of course I've seen that. That doesn't mean I don't want to see it 1,000 times more. No, my personal favorite thing to do is try to use Baby Moses as a weapon against the spiders.
I tried. Baby Moses apparently had nothing he wanted to do with the spiders. I don't blame him. Baby Moses, you keep not doing nothing with spiders.
So really, this is just a precursor to Yoshi's Island.
Pretty much.
So, what am I? Why?
Your job is not to ask,
Why?
but why. Your job is to travel right or die.
No, I'm not Christian. You know, I don't know the Bible. Is this an accurate retelling of what happened with the baby Moses mythology? Is this to the book?
I'm going to speak now as both not quite a Jew and not quite a Methodist. Spot on.
Okay.
Spot on. I believe it. I believe it was. I believe it was in verse. And yay, baby Moses totally wrecked a spider's shit, and Jan was good.
That's totally
No, that's the King James version, isn't
That's
it?
totally Genesis.
That's it. No. Genesis, I believe, is I can feel it calling in the air tonight. Oh Lord.
Hold on.
But you
No.
forgot, baby.
That's
I like that
delightful
they at
is
least
what
did
that
good
is.
work.
It gives you a pat in the
It
back.
did
though, like, you did a
congratulate
good
me.
job.
Like, good job.
Yeah, it's a good job.
You fucked
Except
up.
you just ruined time.
That's a fish and mailed right there, isn't it?
That's the part in Metal Gear Solid 3 where you shoot Ocelot until he dies. And the
Time
game
paradox.
Says, no! Time paradox.
I like how baby Moses is just shrugging the entire time, like, gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
Yeah, it's a living.
What are you gonna do?
So is my job really just to run to the right really fast and...
Pretty much.
Yay! I can do that. Finally, a game I can play.
So he says.
We have only just begun.
Please. Please.
I'm sorry, you guys choose to play with me once a week. It's your fault, really.
I feel like we could add more to that Portal discussion, though. Like, it's only, and part of it is because, like I said, I'm such a huge fangirl of the series, but,
I mean, Portal 2 does.
It was a really good game. It was for what it was, but it felt lacking in parts.
Like how so? I mean, could you elaborate some?
Sometimes I'll just be standing there like, what am I supposed to do? Throw myself into the water. But sometimes you just don't know what you're supposed to be doing, and you're just standing there. And it's not like along the lines of this is a puzzle that you need to wrap your mind around. In this, the jump controls are horrible for this.
Let me ask you: in Portal 2, when you were stuck, did you throw baby Moses?
I'm pretty sure you had to at some point in order to progress.
The companion
You know
mode.
what? Whenever I make a video game, that's going to be part of it. You have to throw a baby Moses. We'll make a What Are We Fighting For game someday, and throwing baby Moses. What the fuck, Seagull?
Babies
You
are
don't remember-
delicious.
You don't remember that passage in Rexodus? In Rexodus?
Rexodus, yes.
You remember that passage in Antigone?
Yeah. You don't remember that passage in Shakespearean? It's
Sure, it's 15 Mark 7 9er.
I believe it was. I believe it was chapter 8675309.
309.
Yeah. Where it said, and lo, God saw a chick with righteous ass beefy arms get her shit wrecked by a seagull, and all was less than well.
Man,
Baby
This
Moses,
sounds
why are you
great.
sitting next to Spider Death?
I missed out some great religion over here. I feel jealous.
You did. You know it's that good old Southern religion.
I better get me to a Baptist church really quick.
Gonna pull that Bible belt real tight.
He threw baby Moses he threw a baby in the water.
Well, that was kind of the gist of what they had going on.
Yeah, that's what Unix do. You know, they don't have anything else better to do with their time.
What's that? You have a baby? No, you don't.
I officially dislike this level. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Have
Like
you
they-
tried
I
going
just
up?
like throwing baby mimosa in the water. This game has already made me angry, and that was pretty quick. No, don't throw baby mimosa in the water. That's a bad video.
Well, how else are you gonna teach him how to swim? You know, it's sink or swim with kids these days.
I'm done. That's it. You made the pun. We're in the world. We're in the world, John. We're in the world.
David and Goliath.
Sorry about that.
No, you're
That
not.
is a great idea.
So there's one pizza place near me that delivers till like 4 in the morning.
I approve of this place.
I'm thinking about just signing my check over to him.
What place is this?
Night Owl Pizza.
That's a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, they deliver till 4 in the morning.
Okay.
See, I don't have anywhere that delivers. Like, at all. I mean, it hits 10
'Cause
o'clock.
you live in nowhere.
It hits 10 o'clock and everything closes.
Ew.
I'm surprised you have a hotel.
Yeah, well, we're right on the interstate, so there are 7 of those.
And this squirrel just wrecked his own shit. That's a good job he did.
Is that a squirrel or is that a beaver?
It's a squirrel. That's definitely.
Josh, have you
a
ever
squirrel.
called a hotel and told them to get you food?
No.
Who can afford to pay for
Well, mostly
that kind
because
of service?
I work at a hotel, so I know that whoever is there at that point in time can't leave anyway.
I don't know if I told you guys the good news since we last met, but
Is it about Jesus?
Did you find him?
I actually had a long and interesting conversation about Jesus today. Yeah, but we don't need to go into it.
Okay.
I got my Matter Eater Lad action figure in the mail, so I'm super stoked about that.
Nice.
I'm looking at it right now. Joan, are you familiar with the good news that is Matter Eater Lad?
I don't believe I am.
Well, let me drop some education bombs on you.
By all means.
Matter Eater Lad is a hero in the year 3000, and his power is to eat all matter.
Okay.
Everything. He can eat ray guns, he can eat brooms, he can eat rocks, he can eat sticks. He can eat anything. At one point he was in prison, and he ate a tunnel to safety.
Makes sense.
You can see why Hollis loves this man.
He comes from a planet of he comes from a planet called Bismal. As in Pepto-Bismol.
So you could say that he is abysmal.
Oh. Josh, you're gonna need to put
Josh, you could, but why would
Josh, you're gonna need to put a quarter in the bad pun jar.
No.
Since we're on the third,
We have lost
I would
so
go
much
broke.
money to the bad pun jar.
since we're on the third game, do we need to talk about how shitty this game is, or is it sort of self-evident?
It's pretty obvious, I would assume.
We hold these truths to be self-evident that this game is a pile of shit. Just the worst. Just the worst.
And would be that we are all going to hell for saying that, then we will happily take our trip.
Please. Take my afterlife.
Why?
Just
Because
don't
this
let me play
game
this
isn't going to be there.
You guys are fucked. I don't believe in hell.
Here's my question: Does a copy of Bible Adventures on the NES have blessing powers?
You'd think so, but fun fact, there were a couple of copies of Bible Adventures that were like this light sort of sky blue. Just to stand out from the crowd.
Have to make it known somehow that this piece of shit exists.
Well, like I said, it did sell over 300,000 copies. So somebody put
How? Why would you do that to your own offspring? and give them this.
Well, you figure
When there's all the Super Marios you could have.
Well, you got to figure too. It's '91. The games are starting to become a little bit bigger, a little more mainstream, and you have like remnants of shit from the '80s, like the PMRC, where they were like against heavy metal music and all that shit. So there's still that underlying trope. Video games are bad for your kids, and if you're gonna get them, make sure they're wholesome titles and shit like that. So.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's a dime. Call the PMRC. Okay, speaking about this game as someone who has now played it and seen it. Okay, so it's not... it's like they wanted to make a game that didn't suck, and then put Jesus into it, and then just failed. I don't understand how you end up doing this, what I'm doing here.
It's always fun where you
This
can
is,
pick up anything in the game. And stack
I suppose
them.
there's that. Like, I can stack RAM. And,
That's always great.
Well, it's going to be processing power.
As a computer technician, I do enjoy stacking my RAM.
So wait, hold on. Just to touch on something, hey, John, let me ask you something. So you're telling me that this game sold more copies than River City Ransom sold in America?
I'm gonna have to check my facts on that. Hang on.
Because if that's the case, ironically, playing Big Bible Adventures, I don't believe there's a God anymore.
Give me a minute, because I'm gonna have to check.
Guys, I don't know if I can go on anymore knowing this fact that this game outsold. Good.
Hold on, we're waiting for citation.
Hang on a minute.
We're all waiting in hushed silence to see if we can
We're
continue
bated
living a life that has meaning.
Okay. I don't see any numbers initially. I'll have to research this later. Here's the thing with River City Ransom, right? Outside of Japan, it wasn't successful. However, it's considered a cult classic, and the Japanese version was like fucking phenomenal to the point where it like spawned a ton of spin-offs, including I think 7 different Fancom installments. So while that statement might be correct in America, overall it is incorrect.
I think my heart will be able to go on.
Okay.
America has failed us because what I would assume from that statement is this sold better in America than River City.
Considering...
Yeah, yes and no. If you want to consider just initial sales, yes, from what little information I'm seeing at the moment. That being said, the more word got out of it, the more people went to buy it. And we're not even counting things like virtual console sales or Game Boy Advance sales or things like that. So it's I wouldn't... Don't worry about it.
I've been looking to buy a Game Boy Advance just to play the River City Ransom Advanced.
I would say it's
Can we just stop with this?
Oh no, yeah,
nonsense
you can
now?
stop whenever you want.
You were allowed
By all
to go
means.
back to playing Millipede.
I
Gosh,
would
I will
rather
stab you
play
in the neck.
marathon. I would rather marathon Millipede than this. What this? I'm slowly losing all faith that there is a God anymore, which is something that has held with me for 31 years, and then there's this. And how can a good and righteous God make his people believe that he hates them this much? That's...
Well, it just goes to prove that video games are all spawn of Satan.
There you go. This was actually furthering the satanic agenda, and where are we now?
First it was rock music with Elvis's pelvis, then it was Dungeons & Dragons, and now it's video games.
Hail Satan.
Cool, I
Does this
died.
mean I have to be on Satan's team to play shit like River City Ransom?
Pretty
Yes.
much.
Yes.
Hell,
Sorry.
God Lord.
Welcome to the team.
I have based life decisions on things that Rubber City Ransom taught me.
like eating
So for
food
those
off of the
actually
ground.
paying attention to the game, this was Bible Adventure, and this qualifies very well as a bad game because it's playable. You can get enjoyment out of it, I guess.
You can.
If you try really,
just-
really hard.
Throwing Baby Moses at spiders should get you at least 15 minutes of enjoyment.
You can just throw a baby Moses in the river over and over and over again, and you know that's worth something. So that was Bible Adventure, everyone, and that was a bad game. Didn't make me hate my life.
Yet.
Maybe if we kept playing, but we should be playing Portal 2 instead. That's
I agree with this.
Can we play Portal City
Any other
2?
Portal City Ransom?
Absolutely.
Sure, why not? Any other thoughts on Bible Adventure?
That's gonna be
guys?
Portal 3.
It's where an evil high school AI steals your companion cube girlfriend.
Oh dear. So guys, that was Bible Adventures for the Nintendo Entertainment System. This was a bad game. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, watch us on YouTube. I don't know, look up my LinkedIn account.
Get my friend code for MySpace.
Make sure to add me on my 3DS. You can get my friend code off of Joan.
Dial into my
Absolutely.
Telnet.
Yep.
Subscribe to my live journal.
And don't forget the Kickstarter.
Please don't
importantly.
forget the Kickstarter. That's actually a for real statement. Make sure to follow the to give all of your
Please,
money.
please, it would really help everybody at QCC out.
Support small, awesome conventions. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's that or go watch the Corpse of Dragon Con rot.
Oof.
I actually was invited to go to a convention, a small convention that I don't want to go to because I don't like the idea of the convention. Hollis, you know which one?
Is it Frolicon?
No.
Probably should be bad-mouthing other conventions where we're trying to pimp this one local one. That's awesome.
Well, that means we can get a rat beef going between the two conventions.
No. I don't want to be responsible for that.
It's too late. It's already happened.
Fuck. Sorry, Mark.